Hey everyone, if this is your first time to the channel, please do so. Make sure that you're subscribed, hit that bell for notifications, that way you don't miss another video like this one coming your way. Also, please don't forget to hit the like button. It does help our channel grow, for that we can continue doing more videos like this one coming your way. Please feel free to leave a comment. We do get back to all of our comments. Hey everyone, welcome to another edition from Moe's Toy Room to yours. We have another installment here from Trick or Treat Studios. This is a continuation of Series 1. So we have now done Michael Myers. We have now done Farmer Vincent from Motel Hell. Now we are getting down to my boy Jacob Atkins from Candy Corn, baby. This is John Masty's Candy Corn. Yeah, Trick or Treat Studios has done an installment of the 5-inch line of this figure earlier, I believe earlier in the year I might have reviewed them, or last year. I don't quite remember, but you can look down in my library of that. It was a 2-pack it brung Jacob Atkins and Dr. Death himself. Yeah, and those are still available on the Trick or Treat Studios website. But here is a Screen Great Series 1 Candy Corn Jacob Atkins from Trick or Treat Studios for ages 17 and up, not intended for children under 3 years old due to small part choking hazard, children always chewing on everything. This is not the thing for that. Okay, so for any horror movie collector, Trick or Treat Studios is just knocking it out the park with this. The feedback on these figures is amazing, and I want to thank each and every person out there who watches my videos and watches what we do here at Moe's Toy Room and enjoys and is going along with Moe's Toy Room for the ride, supporting us through thick and thin. Thank you guys so much for everything you do for our channel. We really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. But this is why I bring videos like this. I love this movie, Candy Corn. This movie feels like a newer version of an 80s horror movie. The way that they're going in the direction, I would love to see a Candy Corn 2, hopefully coming out. Between these movies like Candy Corn and Terrifier, these are new iconic characters that they're bringing to life. So yeah, Candy Corn is one of them. PJ Souls, who was also in the original Halloween, yeah, I believe she shows her tits in this one too. So, but anyway, she is also in there, amongst a lot of other stars. Tony Todd and a few others are in this movie. This is an amazing movie. If you've never seen it, go on, see what network provider is providing this movie and check it out. Now we have an 8-inch version of it. Jacob Atkins, you can see right there in the box. He tends to bring his pumpkin, so he always has his candy corn in there. Always munching on it. We'll turn this thing to the side. You can see it. Yeah, these figures are just knocking it out the park. I'm going to tell you right off the top, though, folks. They're not going to have all the articulation that you would get from a NECA figure or from a Mezco figure or whatever. You could compare the two on, you know, if you want to. I got probably almost all those videos in my library. I've reviewed them. And you could be like, you could pick which, you know, network you want to run with. But Trick or Treat Studios has now entered the game. They are now on the map, folks. And this is what these reviews are about. And they're starting, Trick or Treat Studios is starting to look at me as a local boy too. So, yeah, they are really, really good with their community as to what they do. The support that we have all been given Trick or Treat Studios from the beginning, from when they were just going pretty much door to door, like whatever they were doing, trying to get their mask on the planet. Now they're at this level. Yes, Trick or Treat Studios has arrived, ladies and gentlemen, to the action figure scene for their 8-inch line. And they're going to have their cons, their pros, cons, and their, you know, lookouts. So what I'm finding is everything is right on these figures. And do you prefer your figure to have more articulation? That would be more of in the NECA direction and the Mezco. Or do you just prefer an overall really nice looking figure that has somewhat articulation, that just looks spot on to the character and looks amazing to film or looks amazing in your collection? You be the judge, because these figures are $34.99, folks. They're right up there US dollars with NECA Ultimates. So versus the fact that they're not going to bring alternate heads and a lot of other things, these figures have a look for themselves, and it's the look, it's the feel of them, it's the weight of them, the way that they're presented. These figures symbolize horror from the bottom to the top. But here is my no-nos on here. Okay, so this one is mounted very well. So on the Michael Myers, the one that Trick or Treat Studios sent me out, and then I got the rest of the ones from my good friend Toy Slayer. The bubble tends to not be mounted so great to the backer card. So, as you can tell, this is a mint card, but if you're looking in the future to hang these guys on the wall, you got to take into consideration they are some heavy figures. They're molded all the way through. Okay? And then the other thing is, over time, especially if you don't have like a weather controlled system in the room where they're displayed or wherever, especially if you're displaying them in a garage or however you are, the glue is already tending to come off of these. So the bubble is coming off of the backer card. And that could be disaster for someone who collects on card. Now, if you're just going to sit it out there and just sit it, then, yeah, it'll probably sustain that, you could probably touch it up with some glue over time, whatever. But if you're just going to store it away, then yeah, and you want to save it for a later day to open it, hey, do it, because these figures are going to withstand the test of time. But that's about the only complaint that I do have towards Trick or Treat Studios. But the rest of the figures, knock it out the park. Let's get this guy out the box and see if he also does the same. All right, folks. As you can try to put something behind him, I'm probably going to have to heat him up around here in the leg area, because there's no articulation there to get this guy to stand on his own. So I will be heating him up. I don't know if he does have some peg holes in the bottom, but I don't know if the NECA stands would actually work on these guys. So, but it's something to be on the aware and be on the lookout in the future and see if they do. Alright, folks, so there you go. The NECA stands work perfectly. They actually tend to hold these guys up better than their own figures. So, yeah, and went right in. Everything is perfect. So just be on the lookout for that. If you have anything and you don't feel like heating them up or whatever, look how good that thing's holding, too. Perfectly. Alright, so tell of the tape. These figures are not small. Our Jacob Atkins is checking in at 8 inches tall, from bottom of foot to very top of head, and he is looking at about 20¼ centimeters. All right, so you're wondering, like, what does he bring? All right, well, I'm sure you already saw that. He brings this really cool pumpkin right here, and this pumpkin is really cool. I like this. It has real twine, folks. So just to give you a heads up, so over time you might want to look out for that one. As far as like holding it in his hand or whatever, yeah, it does have real twine, and it does have like guts and everything you could see amongst there inside of this, so you could see your Jacob Atkins, what this thing actually brings. So yeah, there you go. All right, so our Jacob Atkins is a very big figure. He's pretty large, folks. Not bad at all. So just letting you know, and I want to give him a turn. Look at the detail work in that. Have you seen this movie? What do you think? Do you think there should be a part 2? I think so. I absolutely loved it. You can see the back, how that looks. Real cool. Obviously, you could tell that he used to work at the circus. Protege of Dr. Death. And PJ Souls is in it. What more do you want? All right. Okay. So our Jacob Atkins is a really nice piece. Plain and simple. I like the detail work of it. Everything is just right on this figure. You want to see up close as to how he does look. Look at that. Super nice, folks. Really cool. They knocked it. They knocked it out the park. You can see even with the shoes how they got all the grime around there on the bottom. At this point, you're like, who cares about articulation, right? Like, this figure is just kick-ass. Like, you're not going to see this at Target. I'll tell you that. This one or Terrifier, right? It's just not going to happen. And then, yeah, I'll turn him around to the back so you can check him out there. All right, folks. All right, folks, so it is review time for our guy, Jacob. Yeah, let's check him out. All right, so head does look down about there. He barely looks up at all, folks. And here is a test, the one that I absolutely love, the Michael Myers. Ooh, oh, that looks just, that looks mad insane. Like, come on, dude. Like, oh, man. Damn. That is just nuts. His eyes, the way his eyes just look in there. Man, that looks like the devil's eyes. Plain and simple. Oh, jeez. All right. And then to the side. Yeah. And this dude really doesn't talk. He's just all business, right? All right. So head will, it can turn around, but it bumps into here. And this is a softer molded plastic. This is one that was actually different from the others. So this one brings a softer molded plastic over here. So this top part right here, yeah, his overcoat is like a softer molded plastic, but they got it glued down on the inside. And then the rest of the figure is a hard plastic. So, and then his mask and his hair is also soft molded. So just to give you a heads up on that, to let you guys know, this figure came a little bit more different. All right, so the other articulation is the arms are on a hinge, and they will go up 90 for sure. Okay, and then they could also move around. Both of them can. He could be like, hey, what's going on, Holmes? What's up with the tacos? Just having some fun, folks. Just having some fun. All right, so that's all the articulation that this figure has. Okay, the rest of it. There's no torso articulation, no nothing. All the rest of it down is just all molded. But I mean, I would have liked on this figure, me personally, right? I would have liked some articulation here at the elbow on this figure. And I think that I just have my reasons. I think I would have been able to get him to do more things. The Michael Myers one was the same exact way. I would have loved some articulation right there in the elbow, even if it was a single joint, would have been really cool. But just saying, not too picky about the rest of here, because I like the way that this figure looks. This figure just looks damn good. And this was my most anticipated figure I wanted to get from this line, other than the Michael Myers one. To be honest, I'm just being honest with you, because I absolutely love the movie. Okay, now if you're wondering, does he hold his thing in his hand? There you have it. Oh my Lord. Look at this piece, folks. Beautiful. All right, so here is a speculation thing going on. Everybody is wondering, and during the Michael Myers video, and I'm sure during the Vincent one, the comments on there are pretty much very similar. And you're looking at $34.99 for this, right? Bigger figure, very impressive looking, but lacks the articulation versus a NECA Ultimate or a Mezco 112. The Mezco 112s that I do own are all put away. I'm not going to have them out on display at all, so they're in a bin somewhere, because that's a whole nother animal on its own. But those are only like 6-inch figures. But these, next to the NECA Ultimates, here is the latest installment of Michael Myers. So you could see the difference. There you go. Okay, so here was the complaint that everybody was saying. They absolutely love the Trick or Treat Studios one more due to the fact that from the bottom here down, looks like Michael's wearing a diaper. Okay? And so you could see a lot of the inseams, you could see a lot of the articulation, and everything else. And when you turn the figure around, you could really see some articulation on this figure, right? But from here up, this figure's pretty flawless. Okay? So, Trick or Treat Studios is right on the money. They're getting there. Okay, so you're wondering now the Michael Myers one versus the Ultimate. So, I will move this guy over a little bit. And I added Michael in there. Yeah, can you see him? You see the difference? Look how good that looks. So, what is it? Do you want articulation or not? And then people are wondering, okay, well, those don't pair up too well because he's so much bigger than the NECA figure. NECA did send out some figures that they're the ones that come out on the enclosed case, the ones that have the full plastic over them, where they put real clothes on them. And here's one of them. So these figures, NECA does have larger figures that are compatible with these Trick or Treat Studios ones. And mind you that this one is on a stand, so he's a little bit taller now. Okay? But then they also have, for instance, like CANDYMAN. To me, I think this is one of the greatest NECA figures that they've put out, the CANDYMAN one. Spot on, looks completely freaking amazing. Okay, so there you have it there, folks, with that. And then when you want to add in like a really oversized Farmer Vincent checks in way over 8 inches tall, and you can see the difference there as to how he looks next to him. And this is also a Trick or Treat Studios item. So are you going to get on board on this? Did you pre-order any of these? Have you gotten yours? What do you guys think? How big of a horror movie fan are you? Do you think that this is just a waste of time, or do you really appreciate the fact that Trick or Treat Studios is now gotten into the dance and they are in it to win it by giving back to their fans, to horror movie fans in general, something like this? Because you're not going to see this at Target. I'll tell you that right now. It's just not going to happen. All right, folks. So right now, the only real ways I believe that you could get these figures is through Trick or Treat Studios. They did have him in stock, but Trick or Treat Studios themselves are not going to be shipping out stuff until the new year. Okay, so first week of the new year, people will start getting them. They'll start shipping them out. I think Trick or Treat Studios is done for the year. All right, but there's only like a week or so left, all right? Right? A week and a half, whatever, till the new year. So place your pre-orders in, or your order, because he is in stock right now. And beginning of the year, yeah, there you go, you got him. Or you could check out my boy, the Toy Slayer, and yeah, the moment Christmas is done, he will be shipping these babies out. So you might even have it before the new year. He does have them in stock, and he has them at the exact same price that you can get them from Trick or Treat Studios directly at $39.99, and he is one of their bigger vendors. So, yeah, he's definitely the real deal for sure. All right, folks. So please like, comment, subscribe. From Moe's Toy and Yours, everyone. Good night.